Welcome to Man of Thoughts, where we delve into the intriguing realms of human psychology. Today we're uncovering the dark psychology trick that targets your emotions: love bombing. Love bombing, a term you may or may not have heard before, is a manipulative tactic often used by individuals looking to control and dominate others. It's an intense form of flattery and attention, designed to make the recipient feel overwhelmed and indebted, thus easier to control. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore 5 key points about love bombing, offering deep insights into this psychological phenomenon. From its alluring beginnings to the power dynamics and the consequences, we'll also discuss how you can protect yourself from becoming a target of such manipulation. Knowledge is power, and understanding the nature of love bombing can be your shield. Stay with us as we journey into the world of love bombing, a trick that could be manipulating your emotions without you even realizing it. Firstly, we must understand the allure of love bombing. It's a powerful psychological trick that can make you feel special and loved. Imagine being showered with affection, attention, and praise to such an extent that it's overwhelming. This is the essence of love bombing. The manipulator or the love bomber uses this tactic to create a sense of euphoria in their target. They strategically place their target on a pedestal, making them feel unique, cherished, and treasured. It's a whirlwind of compliments, gifts, and grand gestures. It's like being swept off your feet by a tidal wave of adoration. However, beneath this veneer of affection, there's a darker motive. The love bomber uses this overwhelming affection to control and manipulate. It's a psychological game that's difficult to recognize because it often feels so good, at least initially. The target is usually left dazed, captivated by this sudden influx of love and attention. Love bombing can be intoxicating, making it hard for the target to recognize the manipulation. Now let's talk about the power dynamics at play in love bombing. Love bombing at its core is a manipulation tactic. It's a calculated move by the manipulator to gain control over the target. Let's break it down a bit. The manipulator showers the target with excessive affection, attention, and compliments. This creates an intoxicating environment where the target feels incredibly valued and loved. But here's the catch. This over-the-top affection isn't genuine. It's a tool used by the manipulator to create a power imbalance in the relationship. The target becomes emotionally dependent on the manipulator, craving that constant stream of affection. This dependence gives the manipulator the upper hand, allowing them to subtly control the target's behaviors, decisions, and even self-worth. The manipulator, shielded by the guise of affection, subtly exerts control, effectively turning the target into a puppet on a string. It's a dark and twisted game of power, hidden behind a veil of love and affection. In love bombing, the manipulator uses affection as a weapon to gain control. What happens when the love bombing stops? Let's explore the consequences. The sudden withdrawal of affection that characterizes the end of the love bombing phase can have a profound emotional impact on the target. This change is often abrupt, leaving the person feeling as if they've been plunged into cold water. Imagine, if you will, being on a roller coaster ride. At the peak, you're showered with affection, attention, and praise. But then, without warning, you're hurtling downwards into a tunnel of confusion, self-doubt, and desperation. This is the harsh reality when the love bombing stops. The manipulator, who once seemed like a knight in shining armor, now appears distant and cold. The affection and adoration that were once abundant are replaced with criticism and indifference. The target, who has become dependent on the validation and love the manipulator provided, is left feeling bereft and emotionally destabilized. This emotional whiplash is not a side effect, but rather a deliberate part of the manipulator's strategy. The confusion that ensues makes it easier for them to maintain control. The target is left questioning their self-worth and reality, wondering what they did wrong to cause such a drastic change. This self-doubt plays into the hands of the manipulator, who then presents themselves as the solution to the pain they've inflicted, further tightening their grip on the target. The desperation that follows is a powerful tool in the manipulator's arsenal. The target, longing for a return to the blissful early days, may go to great lengths to please the manipulator. They may overlook red flags, justify the manipulator's behavior, and even blame themselves. This cycle can lead to a harmful dynamic where the target is perpetually trying to win back the manipulator's favor, thus becoming more entrenched in the manipulator's web. When the love bombing stops, the target is often left feeling emotionally devastated and even more under the manipulator's control. The consequences of love bombing are not just emotional but also psychological, creating a cycle that's difficult to break free from. This dark psychological trick is a form of emotional manipulation, a targeted assault on one's self-esteem and autonomy. Finally, it's crucial to know how to protect yourself from love bombing. The first step to this defense is recognition. It's vital to understand the difference between genuine affection and an overwhelming avalanche of love gestures that seem to come out of the blue. If you find yourself buried under an excessive heap of compliments, gifts, and attention, that's a red flag. It's equally important to be wary of rushed intimacy. True love takes time to build and doesn't demand immediate commitment. Setting boundaries is another essential tactic. You have the right to slow things down, to ask for space, to express discomfort, and most importantly, you have the right to say no. Don't be afraid to assert your needs and desires. Remember, a relationship is a two-way street. It should be about mutual respect and understanding, not about one person constantly giving and the other relentlessly taking. Trust your instincts. Your gut feelings are there for a reason. If something feels off, if it feels too good to be true, it probably is. Don't ignore those nagging doubts, those small pangs of unease. They could be your intuition warning you against impending emotional danger. Seeking support is another crucial step. If you suspect you're being love-bombed, reach out to trusted friends or family members. Share your experiences, your fears, your doubts. Sometimes an outside perspective can provide valuable insight and validation. Lastly, consider professional help if necessary. Therapists and counselors are trained to deal with situations like these. They can provide you with the tools and strategies to navigate through the murky waters of love bombing. So remember these points. Recognize the signs, set your boundaries, trust your instincts, seek support, and don't hesitate to seek professional help if necessary. Awareness is your best defense against love bombing. If something feels too good to be true, it probably is. To summarize, love bombing is a manipulative tactic used to control and dominate others. This deceptive strategy lures victims with an overwhelming amount of affection, only to use that affection as a means of control. It's an intoxicating allure, a heady blend of charm and attention that can be difficult to resist. The power dynamics in love bombing are skewed, with the love bomber holding the reins. The consequences of falling prey to this tactic are severe. It can lead to emotional trauma, making it difficult for the victim to trust others in the future. But it's not all doom and gloom. You can protect yourself from love bombing. Being aware of the signs, maintaining a strong sense of self, and setting boundaries are crucial steps in safeguarding your emotional well-being. Thank you for joining Man of Thoughts in this exploration of love bombing. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to protecting your emotional well-being.